everyone. Welcome to this webinar. Today we'll be covering cnMaestro X. This is, I'll get into the details of what it is, what features and benefits cnMaestro X offers. And then my colleague Azif will pick it up and do a demonstration of the key features that I would have highlighted. So let's get started. So before I get into cnMaestro X, I just wanted to quickly point out, sort of step back and look at the overall portfolio that Cambium has, starting with the license-free offers we have. So if you look at the assets we have in the license-free category, we've got Wi-Fi Designer, Link Planner, CN Archer, Swift, cnMaestro Essentials. So there's a lot of tools, management software, applications we have that all fall in the license-free or subscription-free bucket. Then moving on to the subscription, advanced management and services portfolio, we've got a bunch of things there. So CN Heat, XMS, CBRS, and now cnMaestro X, right? So the subscription or the advanced management portfolio is not new to Cambium, but certainly we see it with cnMaestro X, it reinforces that category. So what's the takeaway? So the takeaway is that, look, we've got a simple, sophisticated, but yet sophisticated cloud and on-premises network, and now a network management system, and that is now evolving from a network management system to network and services management. And I just want to take a second to highlight what that means here. So if you look at CBRS, it's a service. It's not, we are not just managing from cnMaestro the devices, but also the CBRS service, right? So fairly complex system, and all of that is managed through cnMaestro. That was the first proof point of the evolution of cnMaestro as not only for a network management system, but a network and services management platform. And the second proof point I just want to quickly point out is the 60 gigahertz or CN Wave component, and where cnMaestro also manages the end-to-end controller. Right? So just want to point that out. And then of course, to wrap up all of this, to close this out, we have planning and design tools, and then Swift is a mobile app. All of this to deliver operational simplicity, right? That's just overall high-level view of the assets Cambium has in our software portfolio. Let's now move into cnMaestro X. And again, cnMaestro X is not just a net new platform. It is an evolution of cnMaestro, right? So you're all familiar with cnMaestro, the power of cnMaestro, the uniqueness where we bundled cnMaestro, a comprehensive management tool with Cambium hardware, right? So that all of that continues to exist. There is no change there. However, we are adding advanced features, and we are putting that a superset of cnMaestro Essentials, and then we are calling that cnMaestro X. So I just want to be very clear that cnMaestro, the free version or the license-free version, the no-fee version is not going away. That continues to exist. It's evolving into a freemium model, right? So the free version exists, the free version continues. There is no feature, no scaling capabilities that is taken away. But what you will get additionally is for those customers that are interested in the advanced capabilities, they will have access with a paid subscription for cnMaestro X. Okay, so that's the evolution. So cnMaestro now becomes cnMaestro Essentials and cnMaestro X. So how's this the two powerful versions evolve, right? So it's not that we just decided to add a bunch of features and call it cnMaestro X. This has been a long journey, right? So we wanted to make this transition as easy and as smooth as possible. We started to add advanced features and into cnMaestro. We labeled them as Pro, and clearly mentioned that at some point we'll start to monetize, and these features will be will be part of a monetized version of cnMaestro, right? So that journey has taken us almost 18 plus months, and here we are where we have two versions, one cnMaestro Essentials and cnMaestro X. All the pro features fall into the cnMaestro X bucket. Again, just to restate, cnMaestro X is a superset of cnMaestro Essentials. The free version does not go away, but in addition to the advanced features, we are bundling Cambium Care Pro with cnMaestro X. So for those customers that purchase cnMaestro X, get the advanced features, and they get 24/7 technical support and software updates, upgrades to those advanced features and capabilities, right? So that's the benefit of cnMaestro X. It's the features and support and software updates, upgrades as we add new features. So the cnMaestro X customers will always get the latest and the greatest, right? And the cnMaestro Essentials customers will continue to get the updates, software updates and upgrades, but it will be for those features that are essential features. Okay. So just from a positioning for the management platform, a positioning perspective, on the x-axis I've got features and capabilities, on the y-axis it's network scale. So starting at the bottom left corner here, we've got Swift, which is targeted for residential and very small networks. It's an app-based management tool. And then we move up to cnMaestro Essentials, and this of course covers fixed wireless, broadband customers and enterprise customers, as well as industrial IoT, and it's for simple networks, right? So this is both these are subscription free. There is no subscription, there's no license. You get it if you with the hardware you purchase. Now, moving up, cnMaestro X, that's the focus of this conversation, and that's where you get the advanced capabilities, the 24/7 technical support, and the targets are service providers in the fixed wireless space, MSPs, and small medium enterprises that require advanced capabilities and features. Okay, and then of course XMS Cloud that we will not cover today, but that's our high-end enterprise platform that we got through the Xeris acquisition almost 2 plus years ago. And both these platforms require subscription, right? So cnMaestro X and XMS Cloud are available as a paid subscription. Swift and cnMaestro X are no subscription, okay? What are the key features that cnMaestro X customers will value? So just before we get into the features, I just want to ground ourselves again here and talk about the cnMaestro Essential features, right? So those are called, that is comprehensive network management, the hierarchical network view, contextual dashboard, zero-touch provisioning, integrated guest access, built-in help desk tools, total cost of ownership, and up to 10,000 network devices, support for up to 10,000 managing 10,000 devices. None of that goes away. These were all some of the good things that you were used to and accustomed to. That is now cnMaestro Essentials, okay? That is license free. There are some additional features that I want to sort of highlight that our fixed wireless customers would value, and those include RESTful APIs, 2-year historical data, support for concurrent device jobs, being able to schedule data reports, increased number of users, and that's admin users from 10 to 100, audit logs, and then the support we talked about, right? And these are features we believe customers, larger network operators, and cnWave, which is our 60 gigahertz solution, would value, right? So that's roughly there's more features, but this is something that we believe, based on our conversations and surveys, that fixed wireless customers would value. Now, what do enterprise customers, enterprise Wi-Fi customers care about? So they care about the RESTful APIs and webhooks, the MSP dashboard, 1-year historical data of performance, EPSK scale, advanced captive portal capabilities, and then of course the support. And the target customers in the enterprise space would include MSPs and small medium enterprises. the features that I just mentioned here, both for fixed wireless and enterprise, these are the features and capabilities that Azif will demo after I finish my slides. Okay, so nothing to worry about. We will come back and talk and show you what these features, how you use them in cnMaestro X. So just hang on to that. Now, switching topics, let's just quickly touch on how the subscription would work, because this is a net new thing for cnMaestro customers, not so for XMS, for our XMS customers. But I just want to run through the process, right? It's basically a three-step process, fairly straightforward. The customers purchase subscription, and to purchase subscription, you would require to know the device tier, which I will explain what that is in just a moment. You need to know the number of subscriptions you want and the term. And the term is pretty standard, and we picked the industry terms of 1, 3, 5 years. And once you know, you have that information, you purchase, you make that purchase, and once the purchase happens, slots are provisioned, and then the customer's subscription is activated, and customers then can onboard their devices, right? So basically a three-step purchase. You purchase, slots provisioned, subscription activated, and the last step is for the customer to onboard those devices into those slots. That's it. It's nothing more. We talked about the term 1, 3, 5 years per slots. So the slots benefit is it's portable. That means if you have a device, you want to remove it, you want to RMA it, or maybe you want to replace it with a new device, you can do that with the slot concept, right? You don't have to worry about it. The slots are portable. The subscription renewals, obviously, we will do what's pretty standard in the industry, which is you can either co-term and renew, and this is not a day one problem. This will come up in a year, or you can renew sequentially as the subscriptions expire. On the pricing front, we have consistent pricing. It's the same pricing whether you have on-premises or cloud system, right? It doesn't matter. It's for the features and benefits, features and the support that customers are paying. It doesn't matter whether you have cloud or on-premises. Okay. Here's how the flow would work out. So you've got the end customer. Sorry, I ran too fast. The end customer would place an order. The order is received by Cambium. Obviously, it goes through our resellers and distributors. And once the order is received at Cambium, the end customer would get an email with the entitlement ID, and this is for the subscription that they have ordered. Once the customer has possession of the entitlement ID, they would go to the support center. This is Cambium support center, and enter that entitlement ID. That would trigger a back-end process where the account is provisioned, the slots are provisioned, and once that's done, the customer can then onboard their devices and they're ready to go. And now they can get all the benefits of cnMaestro X, right? So fairly straightforward. We've streamlined as much as we can, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the process there. So should be fairly frictionless. I mentioned I will talk about device tiers. So there's basically 5 device tiers, right? So there's a bunch of devices that fall into the free tier, and those include our switches, the cnMatrix switches, cnPilot R series products. So those do not require cnMaestro X subscription. They fall in the free tier. Tier 1 is for fixed wireless broadband subscriber modules. So that's tier 1. All fixed wireless broadband subscriber modules fall in tier 1. Tier 2 is for fixed wireless broadband access points, PTP and industrial IoT. So those devices are all categorized and they fall into this tier 2 bucket. Tier 3 is all enterprise Wi-Fi access points, and tier 4 and tier 5 are reserved for cnWave. Tier 4 is for the client node, and again, cnWave is our 60 gigahertz solution, and tier 5 is the distribution node. Okay, and you need cnWave. I mean, you need cnMaestro X license for cnWave if you are using the mesh configuration and or if you're using the end-to-end controller as a standalone controller. Some details here, don't worry about it, but broadly what I want to mention is excluding the free tier, there are 4 paid tiers. One for the tier 1 for subscriber module, tier 2 for enterprise access points, tier 3 for tier 2 for the fixed wireless access point, tier 3 for the enterprise access point, and tier 4 and 5 for CnWave, the 60 gig product. Okay. Here's the SKUs and the description. Again, the SKUs go from 4 to 15 because each tier has 1, 3, and 5 year subscription. Otherwise, there's basically five SKUs, right? You just need to know 5 SKUs, each one with 3 flavors for the 3 terms, 1, 3, and 5. Okay. That's the SKUs. And the last point I want to make is we also have we've added the cnMaestro X to our TCO profiler. This is the tool that gives you does a comparison of Cambium versus relative to our competitors' products, and also gives the total cost of ownership, right? And this cost of ownership tool now includes cnMaestro X. So pretty powerful, but you have to register to be able to use this tool. It gives the ownership. I mean, it gives you the key benefits that are listed there. It gives you the TCO, it gives you total Wi-Fi performance, and also the environmental impact. Okay. There is a promotion that's active now. It's good for 6 months till the end of June 30th this year. Standard terms and conditions, and those are and the promotion is good for tier 2 through tier 5 SKUs. The promotion is not valid for tier 1, which is a subscriber module for fixed wireless, but for enterprise and the rest of the portfolio, this SKU is, this promotion is valid. Talk to your reseller or the distributor for more details on this. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Azif. Hey, Azif, you can pick it up and do the demonstrations.
Thank you, Jagadish. Hi, Olivia, could you please give me the control? Okay. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Let me pull up my slide. As Jagadish mentioned, there are many key features built in cnMaestro X specifically for fixed wireless broadband customers and enterprise customers. So before getting into the live demo, let's see the key features of cnMaestro X that an enterprise, fixed wireless customer value. The first one is RESTful API. In this demo, I'll be showing how easy a customer can onboard a device like P2P, PMP, ePMP of AP or an SM using a RESTful API. And if the customer is interested to pre-configure or pre-provision this particular device under a tower or a network, that also we are going to see in the demo. Next important feature is the 2-year historical data of performance. This will give the flexibility for a fixed wireless customer to check how the performance data look when he was installing a year back. And he can do a comparison between the performance data in a certain period of time. The next important feature is the support of concurrent device jobs, which allows the administrator to schedule a configuration push or schedule a software upgrade in a certain maintenance window for a group of devices. This is also we are going to see in the demo. The next one is audit logs, which allows the user to export the data in a CSV or a PDF format. Audit logs will contain all the record of what has been happened on the cnMaestro, like a configuration change, who did the configuration, what time he did it, and what is the configuration change he did. The next one is the increased number of users from 1 to 100. So these are the features we are going to see in the fixed wireless broadband customer demo. Let's see, let me bring up my instance. So this is the dashboard of cnMaestro. And for finding the API client, you need to navigate to the network services and API client option, configuration menu here. And here you can add an API client button to add a new API client, which is very simple. You can add like to name and the description and enter the expiration time and concurrent access save. Once you save it, it creates a client ID and secret. This client ID and secret is used to generate an access token. That access token will be used for accessing the APIs on cnMaestro. Now you may be before automating, now you may be thinking, what are the RESTful API support is available on cnMaestro? We made this very simple to consume for the end user by the integration of Swagger API documentation. So in this page, you can just try it out. There is a try it out URL, which will show you the organized way of all the features on the left navigation menu, and at the right side, which will show the respective APIs supported. For example, in the system, if I click on alarms, I have two APIs, and now I know, okay, /alarm history, which will return the list of alarms. And you may wanted to know, how does I see the output, right? So you can click on that and try it out option is there and execute it. You can run the live API call from this Swagger API documentation page itself. You don't need an extra software like a Postman or a curl script for doing it. Before automating, you can run this one and you can get to know what is the how does the output look like. So in this demo, as I mentioned previously, let's create a network and a tower and onboard a P2P or a PMP device. Before that, let me explain my instance here. So once you click on monitor and manage, I have two tenants here, and we will create a new network under MSP02, and we'll create a tower under that network, and we'll try to onboard a ePMP or PMP device to that network. Everything through an API call. So I'm switching back to the API documentation page. Now here on the left side navigation, you can see networks. Let me click on networks and post/network, create a network here. So once you create a click on create network, you can see there is a body, requested body, and example value and schema. Schema defines schema will give you an idea what are the variables on which is supported on that particular API. In this example, name defines the name of the network, and managed account defines as a string value, which is the name of the managed account. In our example, as I mentioned, MSP02, I'm planning to create a network under MSP02. So let's go to the example here, try it out. That I'm just going to copy a pre-configured value, like managed account is MSP02, network name as network02. We copy this, put it here, execute. Once you execute, it's a post message which goes to the cnMaestro, and you can see the message is success. Now let's go and create a tower under a network. As you already know, network is nothing but a geographical location, and tower is a placeholder to keep our backhaul devices. Now let's create a tower here. Post create a tower. Let's try. Before going to the try it out, there's a schema available for each and every API. So you can see what are the variables supported on that particular API. In this created tower, it needs latitude, longitude, name, and the managed account. Let's go to the value, try it out. Let me copy and paste what has been already created here. Let me copy. So in this call, what I'm doing is I'm going to create a tower, tower 02 under MSP network, a managed account, with a latitude and longitude of the mentioned value. Now here you can see there's a star for the network ID. So I need to mention what's a network I need to configure. So let's look what's a network ID we configured previously. It is network 02. Copy and paste that here and execute, which triggers a post message to the cnMaestro, and you can see the response is success. Now let's go and verify whether it created a network and a tower under MSP02. Now if you come to cnMaestro, you can see that there's a network created like network 02 and a tower 02 is created. Now let's go and onboard a device. There is onboard a device. Usually you go to the onboard page and claim device. Now let's do onboard a device and place that device under network 2 and tower 2. I'm switching back to RESTful API documentation page. Now click on the device. It's a device onboarding, post message. Okay, let's post here. And when you click on the schema, you can, as you already know, cnMaestro is a single pane of glass. It can manage cnMetrics, which is our switches, cnReach, ePMP, PMP, P2P, all our backhaul devices, and enterprise series access points. Now let's see how I can onboard a ePMP device. So if I click on ePMP, you can see the supported variables under ePMP, like approved, description. The help document is very clear, and some are mandatory options like MAC address and the name of type of the variable. And you can see the type is mentioned as ePMP. That defines, okay, the variable or the device which we are going to onboard is an ePMP device. Let me copy one already configured one here. Now let's go to the value and try it out. I'm removing the default value which is there with the configured one I already have with respect to my network. So here what I'm doing is managed account MSP02, network is network 02, and tower is this tower. For a MAC address of this device comes in, and the type is PMP, and approved is true. So if I execute it, I should see a success message. Now let me go back and check on the cnMaestro. Yes, we can see there's a PMP device got onboarded with that particular configuration. Now, if you wanted to check more details, click on an approve and edit. You can see the location for that particular device is under MSP02, network 02, and tower 02. If you wanted to upgrade a software, you can do it. And if you wanted to push a new template, you can do it through RESTful API. It is like if you go to the schema, if you go to the ePMP, you can see there is a variable called software version. You can mention the specified software version. There is a template option. You can mention the specific template which you wanted to load or pre-configure for that device. So that's simple it is to use a RESTful API for onboarding a backhaul device and push a configuration via a template in cnMaestro. The next feature I wanted to show is the 2-year historical data. Let me pull in another instance where I have multiple devices. So okay, here. Now this is the dashboard of my cnMaestro instance MSP01, Cambium 01 MSP. And if you click on monitor and manage, you can see I have many number of tenants. This is an MSP administrator view. If you expand the Cal customer, it's one of my tenant. I have a network called Ashburton. Inside Ashburton, I have a tower called a home tower 1. And under the tower, I have the first AP. Then under an access under the AP 480, I have 3 SMs configured. Now I just wanted to see how does the performance data of this particular AP in year back. Now click on the performance tab here. Previously it was only available for the last 7 days. If you drop down, you can see it has been increased to last 2 years. So you have the last 2-year data to do a comparison. How does the performance looks like when it was installed or at the last year or a certain period of time. For example, in my case, let me take the last 30 days of data. You can see the last 30 days of data. And if I switch back to last 2 year, you can see the last 2 year data. In the system, I don't have the last 2 year data. That's why it's showing it from January. So I'm switching back to last 30 days. And this graph is, you can zoom in and to explore more details. How does the throughput vary? And the same thing you can do it for a SM as well. In the performance tab, you have an option for doing custom time range or for the last 2 years. Next, we will look into the support of concurrent device job. So let me go to the tower, and in the configuration, you can select EPMP sector. I have a tower AP, 480 AP, and I have 3 SMs. Concurrent support jobs give the flexibility for administrator, as I mentioned previously. A scheduled, you can schedule a configuration push or schedule a software upgrade on a certain maintenance window. In this example, for what I'm going to show is I'm going to push a new template like a QoS settings template 1 on SM02 on a scheduled time like 9:45 and apply. So this particular configuration is, a job is already scheduled at that time. Now let me do the same thing for another EP SM03 and do a QoS template of 02 on SM03 and a scheduled time as 9:45. Apply this. So you can see, if you go to the job session, you can see there are 2 jobs got scheduled on a created on this one, but it's scheduled at 9:45 a.m. Once a job is completed, I just wanted to show a previous example here. Once a job is completed, you can see the scheduled configuration will be completed on the same time. For example, here there is an auto sync. Okay, there is yeah. Just wanted to show you one example here. Yeah. So on January 18, you can see there are 2 QoS settings has been changed on 2 different AP groups. This is how you can see the concurrent jobs get executed for different group of devices. Next is the audit logs. Audit logs can be navigated from administrator and audit logs. This will record all the operations, what is happening, all the changes or all configuration changes or any changes happening on the cnMaestro. And it will record who did the change and what time it has been did the change. And this can be exported using a CSV format or a PDF format for your evaluation. Now, if you can export this one, and it opens up here, it will show you what time that particular change happened and who did the change and which IP address it has been used for accessing the cnMaestro. The the other feature is the user number of user has been increased from 10 to 100. So you can have 100 administrator with different roles here in the system. So that's all for the fixed wireless broadband customers. Now let me get what are the key features we are going to see for a enterprise wireless customer. The first one The first feature is the RESTful API and webhook support. And webhook support will give the live alert system to the web services like Twilio, PagerDuty, or Slack, or Microsoft Teams, etc. And I will show you the difference of MSP dashboard, difference of a tenant view when a tenant logs into the MSP dashboard, and when an MSP admin logs into the dashboard. I'll show the difference between those two dashboards. Then the ePSK scale. ePSK, as you know, that's a unique PSK for a group of device or a specific device in a WLAN. The scale has been increased to 1024 ePSKs per access point. Now, next is the advanced captive portal capabilities, like the paid service options, and which is increased 500 captive portals and 1000 sessions per portal. These are the advanced captive portal capabilities available for an enterprise customer in cnMaestro X. Then the on-air historical data for performance for the devices. Now let's see the RESTful API and webhook support. Let me get my cnMaestro instance. As you know already, under the network services, the API clients, you can click try it out here. And in this demo, I just wanted to create a new tenant and create a new branded service login page for a tenant as an enterprise administrator. Now let's go to the RESTful API, click on MSP. Let's create a managed service, which is a branded login service for a tenant. Here you can check the schema. Schema will give the variables what is supported on the API, and you can try it out. Let me take an example from here. Name as MSP03 and the URL path as MSP03, and the button color I mentioned a certain color. Now let's copy and paste it here. Execute. This should give a success message. Now let's create a managed account on post message here. And while doing this, again, this has the schema which will help you to find out what are the variables supported here. You can expand the details to see what are the variables inside the managed service it's supported, like an email address, name, and role of the administrator. Now let's try this out. Going to copy one MSP configuration. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to create a new MSP tenant, managed account tenant like MSP03, and I'm making it activate. The friendly name I'm giving as MSP03, and the email address for the tenant administrator, and the role as I'm creating as an admin. Now let's execute. You should be seeing the account is created successfully. Let's go and verify in the cnMaestro. You can go to the monitor. You can see that there's a new MSP03 got created, and a new login page that you can confirm by going to manage services. You can see that MSP03 got created, and a managed service page got created for MSP03. Along with that, you can, as an enterprise administrator, you can go and create a WLAN. You can create a WLAN here. You can click on WLANs and see what are the WLAN APIs available. You can go and create an AP group and assign the WLANs to the AP group. Then while onboarding the device, you can onboard the device based on Wi-Fi enterprise access point. You can place it what's the AP group it needs to pre-configure, what's the floor plan if you have it, latitude, longitude, and which managed account. All these things you can do it through a RESTful API. Now let's move to the MSP dashboard difference. Let me get my another instance which has more number of devices. Once you click on monitor and manage here, in this account, I have almost more than 10 tenants here. This is the login view of an MSP administrator. When an MSP administrator logs in, he can click on the system level and he can see how many devices are there on the system, how many are offline, and you can see the device by type distribution, and if there is a critical error or major error, and the global counters, you can see it. And if you click on the critical errors, it will take you the notification and it will tell you which managed account has which what's the error. So that way it is very clear to the MSP administrators to see a complete tenant view on a single pane of glass. Now let's see how a tenant administrator logs into the system. How does he or she views the system? Now going to open a managed account 10. Let me open in a incognito window. So as part of the cnMaestro X, you can give a branded login page for your tenants. You can create a tenant logo and the background of the tenant. And this is a login page. When a tenant logs into the system, he will see. Now let me enter the username. Username and password, sign in. And I have access to managed account 10. When I click on access account, as an administrator, as a tenant admin, I'll be seeing only that particular tenant devices and respective configurations. Now, this is a tenant of managed account 10, administrator of a managed account 10. I can see I have 10 devices, and other configuration, navigation, or other network services, everything is same for a tenant admin as well as a managed MSP admin. Only the difference is when a tenant logs into the system, he or she will see only his devices and his configuration. Next, let's see the EPSK scale, which can be navigated under the configuration and under the WLANs and AP group. Now, if you click on a WLAN, the last option you have is EPSK. EPSK has a password strength configuration option. You can select the PSK needs to be easy, strong, or numbers. Based on your selection, cnMaestro will create or generate a password for you. But if you are specific, you need to have your own PSKs for all of your users. You can use import option, and you can use the CSV format to import the passphrase. Now let me select as the easy option and add a button to add an EPSK. Now there are two options, two modes available for EPSK. One is single and bulk. Single will create a single EPSK which can be used for a single device. If you bind a MAC address, and you can specify that VLAN, what VLAN that particular MAC address has to go. And if you are leaving the MAC address blank, the same PSK can be used to multiple devices, and which will go and assign that particular VLAN to those devices. Now there is another option called bulk. You can create 500 EPSKs and with an user prefix of user, and you can mention VLAN 1 to 100, something like that, or 1 to 500, and click save here, which will generate 500 unique PSKs for this particular WLAN, EPSK WLAN. And if you see, if any user using this particular 5Z BNPKZT, that will assign to VLAN 1. If any other user on the same WLAN use this PSK, will assign VLAN 10. So that way you can have the scale, you can have it for 1024 EPSKs, and this will get pushed to that particular access point. 1024 EPS case can be configured. Now, next one is the advanced captive portal capabilities, which will be under the network services and guest access portal. When you click on guest access portal, previously you had only 4 captive portals you can create on a cnMaestro, but with the cnMaestro X, you can create 500 captive portals. That means if you are an MSP administrator who is managing hundreds of accounts in a single cnMaestro instance, you can create 500 max of 500 guest portals here. And each guest portal can hold of 10,000 sessions in each portal. And another example, another feature you get is if you click on the guest portal and under the access configuration, there are 3 ways of configuration: free tier, paid tier, and vouchers. And the paid tier will be part of the cnMaestro X. You can integrate with any of the payment gateways like PayPal or IPPay, QuickPay or M-Pesa, etc. The advantage here is you will get you can combine free as well as paid. Free for 2 hours and paid for rest of the time. So and you can create different plans for each of the payment gateways, like basic, silver or gold or diamond plans. And you can mention a different client quota and uplink, downlink, and the device limit. Then if you come to the splash page, you can see the difference here. If you click on buy internet, you can see the I agree and login. You can see the select payment method. You can use PayPal or IPPay or QuickPay and select what plan you wanted to create. These are the key features which a enterprise customer will value when they are getting the cnMaestro X. In summary, if a fixed wireless customer, fixed wireless broadband customer, or an enterprise customer, they have different sets of key features which they can value in cnMaestro X.